Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to clarify ourselves why we need to practice like this and what are the benefits that you can gain. So when it comes to life, everybody like to be right. Everybody like to be liked and everybody like to be happy and everybody appreciate what is right. But still, it is very difficult for us to get into that flow. Why it is very hard to get into that? Because life itself is a very profound, complicated problem. So then, to fix that, we have to have a very profound method. And why the life became very complicated? Because it's our own mistake. One of the things is we validate some kind of unprofitable skills as profitable skills. And at the same time, we neglected some kind of profitable skills from ourselves. And as a result of that, what happened? We accumulated in profitable skill, we lose all the profitable skills. So now we have to find how to have a method. And other thing is we have a very never-ending ego competition all over the world, from president to just an ordinary citizen person, millionaires to homeless person. From everywhere, in every field, we have this ego competition. And with that, finding our path is not easy. Another thing is, using our own thoughts, we can't get out of it. Why? Because our own thoughts put us to this kind of situations in our life. And then we have to come to a point to get something better than our thoughts. So that is where we get the help out of the Dharma. So Dharma is one way, the Buddha's teaching. And another thing is dharma is out of that teachings what we practice. And another thing is dharma is what you hold it to. It's kind of like your fundamental ethics. It's not goals, because the goals give you short-term benefits. But when it comes to the value, it is totally different. Value that you carry through your whole sansaric journey. So once you're capable to put a value on dharma, and once you hold the dharma as the goal, you get a short-term result, and at the same time, you gain very long-term development. So it's because when it just thinking about life and becoming happy for the moment and go with the positive thinking sometimes doesn't work. So then you have to gain some kind of skills. You have to develop some skills to go with the life. So when it comes to the very reality of life, unhappiness, sadness, difficulties, worry, disappointment, emotions, virus, war, this everything. So we have to live with this. It is not new. So the world is always like this. So then you have to gain a method rather than break down because of these situations, rather than becoming more sad, worry, you have to find a method rather than shrinking to this situations, go through this all. That is an ability, that is a skill. When situations come, difficulties come, unhappiness come, breakdowns come, failures come, sadness come, when the disease come to us, when the sickness with us, if you are capable to move forward rather than holding into it, clinging to that, and that's become a real human power. So develop that is a skill itself. So the meditation bringing you a method for you, remember, it is the wisdom doesn't mean you gain something else from the different world. The wisdom means you become more capable to go through this all, handle with this all situation. And you are capable to take the world as it is, accept it, but still you're not going to fragile, you're not going to break down because of that outside situation. Because we have that emotional gratification, you know, around us, everything come towards it, it's never going to end. So then you have to have the ability to go with this. That is what happened. And other thing is, if you don't live wisely, what will happen? Remember this, you can do anything, whatever you want. But remember, if you don't live wisely, you're going to die with the pain. Your death going to become so difficult, hard. So if your death become hard, difficult, what will happen? Your last moment going to become more difficult, unsatisfied. And your last moment going to become with the fear. unhappiness. So if the last moment become unhappy, sad, worried, disappointed, or related to fear, your next life going to be same kind of situations come to you. It's never going to go better than this. It's going to go lower than this. Because if you can't die peacefully, how you going to born peacefully? The way you die, going to you become. So we have to remember, this is not just ending this time. Maybe this is a process. If you are capable to end this, it is good for you. But maybe in case, if we become, what will happen? We don't want to go lower than this. So then how you can become better than this? So then you end this moment, end this life peacefully. Without any difficulty, hard time, sad, worry, disappointment, unhappiness, fear, unsatisfaction. Can you end that? To end that, you have to work with your mind. So to work with your mind itself means you become wise. Because most of the time we don't work with our mind. We don't see our mind. We just go with the thoughts. We just go with the emotions. Those are not bad, but still we have to remember to understand, to develop, get the best and develop our skills to become more better people ourselves. So that's why you need these teachings. That's why you need this practice. So once you have that, you develop a method step by step to grow yourself. So it's like this. You plant a flower tree and then the flowers come, but it look not healthy. And if you try to treat to the flower, it doesn't work. You know that. If the flower's not good, not healthy, you can't touch the flowers. You can't nourish the flowers. What you need to do, you have to work with the environment of that tree. Then you have to work with that, and then you have to keep work with the ground, soil, and putting water and take care of it. And then by the time what will happen, the flowers going to become more better, healthy. The same like this, the mind, the life, the same. So you have to recognize, maybe looking outside, we become worried, sad, unhappy. Oh, why it happened to me? Why it happened to me? Like that way. But in those are kind of like flowers that you experience in result. But the root cause is deeper, we don't see. So the root cause comes with our intention or the awareness, with our desires. So we have to work with that. And deeply once you work with that and nourish with the right soil, the right water amount, and you take care of it very well, don't worry this outside world or the outcome. It's going to be okay. Then you no need to wish for things. So because whatever you like, it's going to like you also then by the time. So then there is no any kind of a struggle to gain or hold anything. But look at our world. When we have something, we always have fear to lose it. And that fear, then when we have that fear, kind of like they take us to the fight. Look at the world, why people go to war, why people kill each other. They have the fear. To get out of the fear, they think they have to fight. So like that, what happens? Ourselves, When we don't nourish enough inside us, when the result comes, we sometimes have the fear, unsatisfaction, and then we go keep fighting with that things. It doesn't work. And when we look at our human history, that lesson is enough for us to understand that. So then ourselves, we have to use this time. Take this yourself, remember, personally take this moment. You think yourself, this is a good opportunity for you to rebuild. For you, personally. Just minimize to your mind and heart and body, for yourself. This moment is for you to rebuild. And look all the bad habits that whatever you carry with you. Analyze yourself, because you are the one who can do it, and this is a very good time for you. Don't miss this opportunity. And analyze all the bad habits that what you have. Recognize, look into it, you will see. And then slowly get out of it. That recognition itself will help you to get out of it. If you don't recognize, how are you going to get out? No. So look into it and recognize. And other thing is, you have to see what are the mistakes that you keep doing. Analyze yourself. So once you see, you know what are the mistakes, and remember that things, and then slowly, whenever the opportunity comes, don't repeat it. It will take time, but still remember the mechanism. And then also, you know what are the best things for you. Have a little effort. Overnight you can't change, but have a little effort, intention, desire yourself to turn towards that. You know, this is good for me. I want this. I want to become like this. Have a very clear understanding about it. And then that you have to remember this. This is one of the things. Your mind is not enough to gain that. That is the most important thing. Even in the very conventional life, we have, if you want to become successful as ordinary people, then you have to look into that field and see how that other people became successful, and then you go with it. So like that, this ancient royal path go towards the Nibbana also depend on our elders, our ancestors, and the Buddhas, Buddha himself. How he found this path? Little by little, asking and knowing, and then he start to heard that the previous Buddhas, how they used to do things, and then little by little he start to practice and pick up the journey himself. So like that, that is where you need the Dharma. And once you recognize that all the unnecessary things and drop it little by little, and what are the mistakes that you keep doing and fixing it by little, and at the same time recognizing which way you want to go and what are the good things, that the skills you want to build up, and understanding it, and then you looking to that rather than depending on your mind. And then you have to get into practice little by little, apply it little by little, because that's why just being an example itself doesn't work. You know, you need, you maybe around you, maybe there are a lot of examples, but it doesn't work for you. Just remember that the Buddha's attendant, Venerable Ananda, he used to be next to the Buddha. But once the Buddha passed away, and what happened? He just an ordinary monk. And the most of monks start to, attack him and start to criticize him. When they complain, oh, you didn't take care of the Buddha, or kind of like that, you didn't invite Buddha to live more longer, or kind of like that, they came with different, things. So this even is the Buddha himself is the good example, but being around that also doesn't work. So then Venerable Ananda went himself and practiced and attained to the liberation. So that is a different story. What I want to mention, even you around the Buddha, remember that. If you don't practice, it doesn't work for you. It is good we have examples, we learn things, and it is good. We have a good sangha, help from others, it is good, but still, you have to do something. Most of the time, what happens, we neglect that and we depend on other things. And that's why, sometimes we spend so much time listening to talks, YouTube, we go, this one to that one to this, we go, maybe all day, I listen, but you neglect something. What that neglecting part? By yourself getting to practice. So that's the most important key point when it comes to meditation. So then remember yourself, once that you are capable to settle down, we develop the tranquility state. So that is very necessary. So for that, you have to settle down with the body physically. If you can't, if you can do without that, it is good for you. But basically, principal thing, first start to get into the physical, the posture. And maybe you can, sometimes you can observe a little bit and mentally you can develop the structure. And maybe in the beginning, deep, little bit breathing, breathe out is necessary, because it will help you to relax your body, take out most of the lactic acid, especially breathe out, deeper, longer breathe out. Why? Because mostly we don't breathe out enough. We have short breathing sometimes. So bring it to a long, little bit, intensely. And then allow things to settle down. And now you know your primary mental object. So that is mainly we practice with our inhalation, exhalation. So you settle down with it. And then you bring the collective awareness. So that means your awareness is there already, but it's scattered everywhere. So you bring that everything together, put it to one place. And stay there. Hold it to that. Little by little. If it is going here and there, don't think it is, oh, my meditation is not good, or kind of like, no, that is the very nature. And work with it. Rather than becoming disappointed, work with it is the practice, the journey. That's that important. Otherwise, when you come to the meditation, close your eyes and boom, you go to the samadhi. It's not a meditation. It is kind of like, maybe if we can do it, that is good. There are some people, they can do it. But still, when you practice, remember, start from the beginning, and little by little, you go into the tranquility state. And if the mind becomes difficult, hard, give you disturb, and body give you a hard time, it's okay, accept it. Just know that is the reality, that is the life. It's not kind of like once you settle down, you feel like a floating, or levitating, and no any sound, no any pain, no any thoughts. Then you have to be very careful. Maybe you dead. So you have to understand that when the feelings there, the thoughts there, difficulties there, and the hardness there, that's the practice. That's recognition itself, the beauty. You need that. So get it and use it. But still allow it to be there, and rather than go with it, jump and dancing with it. Your purpose should be to focus to the inhalation, exhalation. But everything you have to take as a part of the life. Just accept it. Let it be. And once you become like that, what happens? You will get into the flow. And the flow is another way we call the tranquility state, one-pointness. And once you come to the flow, this everything become, your body, mind, breathing, settle down as one, everything smooth. And that was, and even before the Buddha, then people used to get that. Be there like that way. And once you in the flow, this is the important thing. This is what the Vipassana does. Once you in the flow, what you capable to work with it. When you are in the flow, can you handle it? Can you work yourself and observe more deeply, thoroughly, rather than mesmerized from the flow, rather than enjoying the flow, attached to the flow? Can you observe and analyze the experience? So, because once you come to the flow, most of people mesmerize. And they start to, feel high, and they feel kind of like they enjoy it. They attach to it. And it's more different. Remember that, and sometimes we attach to people, attached to men, attached to women, girl or the boy, and attached to this properties, house, land, mountains, attached to these material things, attached to money, attached to gold, wealth, jewelries. That you think, oh, it make you happy. When you touch it, when you hold it, you feel it's so good and happy. But when the mind come to tranquility state and that flow, remember, this anything is not capable to take you back. That's all these other things, conventional happiness, it is good. But once you touch this tranquility state or the flow or the samadhi, it is so strong and it is so better and it is so sustainable happiness than these outside things. That's why most of people, once they attain to the tranquility state, they start to, go away from these material things. It's nothing wrong with that, but you gain into more higher level of happiness and satisfaction. That's it. So once you in the flow, and if you hold it to that, clinging to that, what happened? You develop the rigidity. So inability to bend, inability to change, inability to adapt on that state when you are in the samadhi. Rigidity. That's the good word. Inability to adapt. You can't adapt to any. But the vipassana is when you observe thoroughly, deeply, while on the flow, what happens? You develop the agility. So agility is a kind of like a method that unstuck, and it has ability to move and flexible, become more easy, and it 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 go with the necessary course and conditions. That is the awareness that you have to develop. So remember, rather than developing rigidity with your awareness, develop the agility. So in that way, you develop unshakable and more flexible and changing and adapt to the moment by moment adaptation. And once you come to that deeper in yourself, then you recognize the moment of experience itself, rising, existing, and change. And once you experience it within yourself, and it will help you to understand the selflessness that what we experience in us. And once you have that selflessness, that experience, there is no attachment, because you see the change also. When there is no attachment, there is nothing to let go. So itself you become free from. You desire to, when you have the desire to act and you tune to the right action without any desire bound to the self-centered mind, and then your actions become purified, clear, and it's one way. No, there is no return come towards you, and you break down the pattern of the karma anymore. It's not going to come towards you, but still you keep doing things, but it's come deeply from the selfless intention. So once you have that, you have the flow, and when you are in the flow, rather than stuck there, you develop the flexibility, ability, adaptation, and that quality is when in your mind. Even forget about the vipassana, and even in day-to-day life, as ordinary person, then it become a profitable skill to your conventional life. So itself, it make your life more comfortable and skillful life, and your life going to be more right as an ordinary person, and it may bring the peace to yourself, satisfaction to yourself. That satisfaction itself, when you are satisfied with this moment, your next moment going to be satisfied. So like that, overall, in case if you can't attain to the enlightenment, by the time end of this journey, end of this life, you're going to have very complete, happy, comfortable life. With that happiness, when you end this one, you're not going to start from the same place that you end. You're going to become more better. You come with the better version of you. Rather than going to a lower version, you become more better version. So that's itself. Pick up the current, pick up the journey, pick up the Dharma, pick up the wisdom by the time. And someday, then you will get into the finish line. But at the same time, whatever, wherever you go through that, you enjoy the life. Why? Because you have no resistance. You develop it inside you with the practice. You take this everything as a part of life, and you allow that things to be there. So then whatever come to you, it's going to be okay for you. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck it straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So scan head to toes yourself and say Suapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathing, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. To cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dharma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipatya Buddham Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipatya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranamha Paribunjisami Idam me punya kammanga savakaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.